pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You are a fake Christian.
Come and get me, Pam Bondi, you fucking traitorous bitch.
It really doesn't matter what you support or believe in, but doing this in a church is just so disrespectful, and I really cannot believe someone decided to disrupt a peaceful little church like this. Anyway guys, today I have some of the craziest immigration moments and ICE videos online recently, and you won't want to miss the insane last clip.
People who are wearing the uniform now, you think they're patriots?
I don't think so, especially those ICE agents.
That's
no,
what I'm talking
hell no.
about. Yeah. Well,
No, they're terrorists. They're traitors.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it.
All the people in this church, they're living real comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. So if we disturb their Sunday, oh no, nobody should have comfort right now while our immigrant communities are afraid to leave their houses. As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. You do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't. Don't be.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame. Out now. Out now.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong and I protested these white supremacists. A pastor of the church is a fucking ICE leader in the city. How can you be a fucking pastor and be a fucking ICE agent? Fuck them. They want to come after me? Fuck them. How can they live so comfortably while the fucking people, fucking citizenship, how do they deserve any fucking different? Fuck those fucking Nazis. Come and get me, Pam Bondi, you fucking traitorous bitch. All power to the people.
ICE is the complete opposite of Christianity. You cannot be an ICE agent and be a pastor. My name is William Kelly. I'm a combat infantry veteran. I'm a patriot. I'm a defender of human dignity. But we went in there and we preached the words of Jesus at them. Jesus said to love thy neighbor. Jesus said to welcome aliens from faraway places. But we're terrorists? They're calling me a professional agitator now? Well, yes, I am. I am an agitator because people need to be agitated. What they're doing to this nation is unconstitutional. It is inhumane. It is treason. It is disgusting. That is a white supremacist church. As long as that pastor is allowed to preach there, it is a hateful church. Those are not Christians. Those are evil people if they support that.
This is before.
So you know, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it.
And this is after. It's like you got what you asked for, and apparently a federal magistrate judge, Zia Faruqi, is blocking the arrest of YouTuber Don Lemon, who has refused to sign a complaint charging him with connection to the protest. Attack, because that's what it really was. So yeah, they intended to arrest him, but he's being protected by a rogue judge who is refusing to sign the complaint that would allow for his arrest.
I mean, I don't even know where to start here. I think this whole situation is just so messed up. And I mean, even if you're not religious and you don't go to church, I think everyone can agree that this is beyond disrespectful. Just because the pastor was an ICE agent doesn't mean you have to come in here and scream at everyone in the church on a Sunday. It's clear that nobody is going to even listen to what he's saying.
This message is for all the ICE agents. You know you're fucked, right? You have broken the Constitution of America. No excuse. You're dragged into a court of law saying following orders will not work. See, when Donald Trump and his regime is out of office, we have videotape and documentation of every single one of you that participated. And you all will be dragged to court and prosecuted. Yeah, there's gonna be some of you that are gonna kick and fight and scream on the way. We're gonna do the same thing you did to the immigrants in America. We're gonna put you on the ground, in the streets, and we're gonna arrest you in front of everyone. And if you resist, you will get hit. Because this is still America. Constitution of America is still the law of the land. It's fine, keep running around breaking the law and arresting American citizens for no reason. You all will be held accountable. You all will be put in jail. Nobody's gonna help your families. Nobody's gonna help you. Because it's gonna be the Democrats that take back America in 2028. It's time to stand up against these tyrannical entities of the United States government. It's time to abolish ICE. Take back the power. Take back the finance. When Donald Trump is out, it's all going back to the way it was. Actually, it's gonna be better. We're gonna go harder. Americans are really stupid, and sometimes you have to save them from themselves.
So really, in all honesty, these agents are just trying to do their job, and it's kind of unfair to go at them. Obviously, you can disagree with what they're doing, but at the end of the day, they are just taking orders from someone higher up.
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there are folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Is there anybody on planet Earth that knows less about the Constitution than Don Lemon? You have the right to peacefully protest, but now your non-peaceful protest is infringing on their constitutional right to worship. You can protest outside of a church, but when you go in the church and interfere with their right to worship, that becomes a crime. But the stupidity doesn't end there.
We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me.
You're being respectful? You just let a group of violent agitators into a house of worship, and you're keeping these people from being able to do so using the intimidation of an unhinged mob.
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them?
No one is willing to talk.
The whole reason these mobs exist is because they aren't capable of having a conversation. If they could defend their ideas with words, then they wouldn't need to use intimidation to get people to agree with them. And I know that Don Lemon has the IQ of a potato, but I think even he knows that.
I mean, it is just so tone deaf to say, why don't you try to talk to them? Because obviously that is the first thing that is going to be attempted, especially by a pastor in a church. But obviously that did not work, as we've seen.
You're gonna tell me you guys can storm the Capitol, break all sorts of laws, because you know the Capitol is not like it's not like a public building you can just walk in on and once in on. You know, you need clearance and all that type of stuff to get in there. You guys en masse stormed it, got people unalived, 4 people self-unalived because of the trauma you put on them. And you guys can get pardoned. But this black woman can go to a public space, a church, which is a public space. She goes into that public space with a group of people holding the pastor accountable for being a hypocritical piece of crap who literally kidnaps children at the light of morning every day and then goes to church every Sunday like he's a child of God. And because he got held accountable, y'all go and arrest her? You arrest her? I better see the same outrage for this black woman, because this black woman literally sacrificed everything to call out an ICE agent. All she did was call out an ICE agent. No violence was had, no one got hurt, and she still got arrested for breaking in a church. You can't break in a church. Y'all better be just as loud.
I mean, it does seem that she tried to do a peaceful protest, but at the end of the day, you didn't have to go into a church and you could have been outside doing this. I really don't understand what there is to be confused about here, because it's clear that she interrupted their worshiping.
Administration and the fake news magas are losing their mind over something that's not even true.
Oh, no, son. This ain't got nothing to do with MAGA. This got everything to do with you taking your in that church and harassing people like that. Now you want to circle back and act like, oh, well, I am in no affiliation, association. No. You are in 110% corroboration with the Democratic Party that is causing more and more problems.
So let me just make it clear, because this had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protests at the church, before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea about. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I mean, I feel like we have to address the elephant in the room, which is why are we even going to churches and protesting about this anyway in the first place? I mean, to me, it seems that even if you are or aren't religious, this is kind of just an act of disrespect, and you can at least be outside protesting if you're going to do this, but it seems like there are much better places to do this.
In a small town in Tennessee, we have individuals that are being detained by ICE in restaurants, in work sites. I cannot believe that I am seeing this in my lifetime. The community is rattled to its core. I was on the phone last night with a Hispanic pastor. People are looking for family members. This is unbelievable. This is really unbelievable. And I want to speak directly to the people that are sitting at home and saying, well, they're in this country illegally and they need to get out. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. And the punishment does not fit the crime. I also want you to be really careful before you start using law as a measurement of morality. Because once upon a time, slavery was legal and segregation was legal. We are talking about things that are humane at this point, that are moral at this point. And the craziest thing about it is we are in the Bible Belt. We are the buckle of the Bible Belt. We are filled up with the biggest, brightest Christians that you have ever seen in your life. And you would think if any place would be able to shine light on things that are moral and humane, it would be here. But oh no. These are the individuals that are using scripture and have flipped it to actually fulfill this agenda. The vast majority of people that came to this country illegally did so for a better life. You know it, I know it, and so now we have to decide what we're going to do about it.
So I mean, you can decide for yourself if you think it's right or wrong, but at the end of the day, most people that are being targeted are those who committed crimes and are here illegally. And obviously those people who are criminals are much more dangerous than, let's say, just some random person who crossed the border and is here.
Will the Woke Farmer was kidnapped by the FBI from his Airbnb for exercising his First Amendment right and exposing a pastor that is an ICE agent. Now, if you know Will the Woke Farmer, you know he is loud and he always stays within the confines of his First Amendment right. He never gets violent and he never pushes anybody too far. The fact that he was arrested for expressing his First Amendment right should be a lesson to everybody that we can't stand for this any longer. I hope that this arrest doesn't deter other people from wanting to get out there and exercise their First Amendment right, but it encourages people to be brave and get out there and get active. Get with your local organizations, get in with your community, and let this administration know that we won't be scared, we won't be intimidated, and we won't stand for this. If you do choose to go out there and get active though, just remember, do not let them antagonize you, do not let them pull you out of character. Stay peaceful, be strategic, and be smart.
I mean, as we saw earlier in the video, this man definitely is loud, definitely goes up to people and screams in their faces, and you know, maybe you can call it harassment, because like we saw in the beginning, he went into a church where people were worshiping and just, you know, disrupted that entire process. But guys, you will not want to miss this insane last clip coming up.
Don't worry, Woke Farmer, maybe you can join some sort of work release program where you get to farm from prison. That could be your new thing, since it doesn't seem you're going to be going around the country to all these events and running your platforms where you're pushing people to go out and do horrendous things. I thought you said you knew the law, though. Turns out maybe you didn't. Maybe your lawyers were wrong. Because in my last video, he says that his lawyers say there is no way he's being charged with anything. Well, it turns out William Kelly is being charged with conspiracy to deprive rights, a federal crime, for his involvement in the St. Paul church riots. Kind of seems like maybe you should get different lawyers. Actually, keep those lawyers. I love this for you.
I hope everybody knows, at least in America, that included in the First Amendment is the right to worship. And obviously, when you go into a church and you scream at everybody in the middle of a prayer, it's not going to end well. But guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Subscribe and like for more, and comment which moment was the craziest, and I'll see you in the next one.